Hey guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to give our story titled Wife Resents Me for Weight Loss. And guys, this whole story is coming from the perspective of a guy that both he and his wife, they're 30 years old, and both of them decide that, hey, you know what, it's time that we got to lose weight. We're obviously big and it's not very good for our health or anything like that, so it's time to lose weight. They both start, and what happens is that she's having little to no impact on her body from their weight loss, but he is. And it's noticeable. And people are starting to compliment him on that and talk about it. And guess what? Because she's not having any changes to her weight and her figure, she's getting pissed off about it and deciding to take it out on him. Okay? He's working hard and being disciplined, and she's, instead of congratulating him and being happy for him, she's being resentful and pissed off and picking fights with him and insulting him in front of other people. Really rude, disrespectful behavior that simply should not go, right? And I chose this particular story, guys. It's brief, but I chose this on purpose just to show you the type of things you may anticipate, you can expect possibly, as you guys are working to improve your lives, okay? Because I know a lot of you guys, I know this from emails I get from you guys, direct messages on Instagram, comments that you guys, a lot of you guys that watch me are working to improve your lives in one form or another, whether it's changing your bodies around, losing weight, or getting more muscular and fit, or working hard to get a better paying job so you can have a better quality of life, starting a business, all sorts of things that's going to make you improve. I'm telling you right now that you're going to have people that are going to resent you for it, okay? And it's one thing if it's people that you don't really know, but it's another thing if it's people that are close to you. That's when it really hits hard, okay? If it's friends or family, but in this situation, it's this guy's own wife, okay? And again, it's one thing if it's people they aren't really doing anything with their lives, and they're just, you working hard to improve your life bothers them because they're not doing anything. But if you got somebody else that's equally trying to do something with their life like you, and you're having great results, and they're having lackluster results, it doesn't make a difference who it is. Human nature is human nature. Envy and jealousy doesn't make a difference who it is. It could be your own family, or in this case, his own wife, all right? And you just simply, guys, cannot tolerate that stuff. And you're going to see here that this guy does try to help her, but doesn't go very far. And so it's going to end with him obviously looking for some guidance and so forth, which I will do. So I'm going to jump right into it. Starts off, he says, weird thing, I know. We're both 30 years old and recently decided we had to drop weight. The start was tough, but after a month of trying, we finally started to discipline ourselves. Well, as Youre says, do or do not, there is no try. And when it comes to fat loss and trying to transform your bodies, you can't just try. You have to make a serious, dedicated effort to make it happen. I mean, very disciplined, regimented schedule of exercise and weightlifting and all that, and most importantly, with your diet. Now, a lot of people just figure, hey, I'm just going to stop, I'm going to eat less or just eat better food, and don't get me wrong, that's a good idea. But it's always good if you really have a lot of weight to lose to consult a professional, a registered dietitian, or particularly a registered dietitian. They have the most credentials, but also dietitians, and also ask people that simply have been successful in that, okay? That will help you out and save you a whole lot of frustration. But a lot of people just jump into this with both feet, not really knowing what they're doing, and they get frustrated because they don't get the results they want, or they do half-ass measures. You got to be serious about this. Things haven't been easy for her. She just hasn't been able to shed what she's wanted. Not for lack of trying, she's been doing all the same things that I have been doing. Everybody's different, okay? People can lose weight. They can lose body fat. That's a better way to describe it. People can have fat loss. But for some people, it may come a lot easier than others, okay? And generally, the more muscle mass you have, it definitely helps out because muscle mass tends to burn more calories quicker as opposed to having more body fat, okay? And women generally are going to have more body fat than men. It doesn't mean they can't lose weight or body fat. Don't get me wrong here. But everybody's a little different, so what may work for one person may not necessarily work for the other, okay? This is why it's good to seek out professional help and try different things. This is where frustration sets in for me. My weight loss is noticeable. Her friends asked how much I've dropped, and last week it just set her off to the point where she started bringing me down in front of her friends. And he's quoting her saying something like, sometimes he doesn't just even eat. I don't know why he's so skinny. He ate 2 times this week. Doesn't he look weird now? That is not cool. She's allowed to be frustrated that she's not having results, but making him look like crap, talking down to him, especially in front of other people, not cool. I wouldn't be in this situation to begin with, but if I was, I would never tolerate that crap. And guys, if you are ever in a situation like this thing here, or just anything along those lines where a loved one is bringing you down in front of other people because he or she, goes both ways, is jealous and envious, you got to nip that in the bud right away and do not tolerate it. He says, I'm not soft-skinned, but this is way out of character for her, especially to come down to me like that. So I'm guessing ordinarily before this went down, she was actually all right. But this particular thing, she's losing it. Now, every morning starts off with a fight. She says she doesn't want to be fat anymore. Any suggestion or question I have is followed by short, snappy answers and her leaving the room, almost dramatically. Imagine that. He's working hard. He's being disciplined with his food. I'm sure he's exercising as well, and he's having results. And she's picking fights with him every day. Okay? How's that going to solve anything, right? Seriously. And this guy is, as he says here, he's trying to help her and give her suggestions and tips. Nope. It's better to hate on him. I'm nearing the end of my rope. I should be happy right now. I wanted to lose weight for so long, and it's finally happening. I walked out of the house this morning after our morning fight. I just don't know how to help out anymore. It seems like anything I do that I think is helpful is the opposite. I don't even really want to help anymore, knowing the reaction I'm going to get. Yeah, this guy's really trying to help, and she's just going to blow up at him and yell at him and freak out, okay? This is bullshit, okay? Nobody should deal with this. And it goes both ways. If the situation was reversed and let's just say she was having a lot of good results in this weight loss journey and he isn't having any and he was snapping at her, that wouldn't be cool either. And believe, let me tell you, if he was giving her a hard time, we know darn well how that would go and be perceived by the public if he was snapping at her and yelling at her the way she's treating him. But it's a different ball game. I guarantee excuses will be made for her snapping at him. Guaranteed. But in a situation like this, I would not tolerate this stuff for a second. If I was him, if I was in this situation, not that I would be, but if I was, I would sit her down and say, look, I get that you're frustrated. I get that you're frustrated with your lack of results, that you're obviously overweight and you're unhappy. I get it, okay? But blowing up at me, insulting me, not cool, okay? And this is not going to fly, especially in front of other people. Now, I'll be willing to help you and do whatever I can, you know. We can meet with a professional, registered dietitian, do whatever you got to do. I'll be there by your side. But you blowing up at me and this and all that, that stops right now or I'm out of here. End of story. And if she decides to pull any bullshit, I'm out of there. I'd walk and I would disappear for a little while, okay? And it's kept up, I'd say, look, you can be on your own. I can move on, okay? Guys, you should never tolerate this type of crap from anyone. And let me just say this. For you guys, like I said, that are working to improve your lives, and I encourage all you guys to do that one for another. I mean, we can all take a look at our lives and find something that we can definitely work on and improve. All of us. I don't care who you are, where you are in life, okay? And it's always about self-improvement. You're going to feel good when you improve yourselves. But anyhow, especially if you're drastically trying to change something in your life, you're going to have people who aren't going to like it. Okay, you're going to have haters, especially sometimes people close to you. And I would recommend, guys, you need to start distancing yourselves from those type of people because they're only going to try to bring you down. Because you making improvement and them not doing anything, that shows to them what they could do, but they're too lazy to do it. So it's just easier just to hate on you and be envious and jealous. And again, this can happen with anybody, like in this story with this guy's own wife, because he said here that her behavior is completely out of character for her. Okay, and that is the only reason I'm saying that he should actually sit her down and try one time to talk to her and help her one more time about this and be a tad bit understanding in spite of her treatment is because he said here that this is out of character for her. So I'm guessing ordinarily she's obviously pretty cool. I'm giving the extreme benefit of the doubt here, you know. So, but I'm going to read a few comments, guys, just to show you this isn't just my thinking on this. A few comments I read shows you here. One guy says, you need to tell her you're done being her punching bag and that she has a choice. She can either apologize and correct her behavior or you will remove yourself from the situation where you will be verbally abused. Tell her there is no scenario in which she gets to keep treating you like this and also keep you as a husband. Then it's up to her whether or not she wants to destroy your marriage. Exactly. Guys, life is short. You don't need to deal with this bullshit. And this guy, if he's losing weight and her friends are noticing, ding, 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 and he starts improving himself, looking better, this is going to have a domino effect on the rest of his life, because he's going to feel good that he's lost this weight and he's looking better and people are noticing. So I guarantee he'll keep doing this as long as he doesn't let job of the wife get in the way. And then he'll probably start looking at other areas of his life to improve. It really is. It gets addictive, guys. Just like, wow, I accomplished this. What else can I accomplish? And for those of you guys who are on this journey, you'll know what I'm talking about here. And he may realize, you know what? I'm making a lot of improvements. People are noticing. I don't have to deal with this bullshit. I can move on and find somebody better. So you better cut this crap out. Another guy says, let's correct some people's opinions here. As you can imagine, there were lots of opinions, and a lot of people were siding with the wife, believe it or not. He says, the wife is 30 years old and adult. It is not his responsibility to seek out and fix her emotional problems and fix her abusive behavior. This is not how adults should function. All you should have to do is tell her exactly what her behavior is and what the boundary is. Then, ultimately, what the consequence of her actions will be if she continues. Exactly. Guys, a lot of people would find this condescending, maybe not in this channel, but I'm just going to say it anyway. A lot of times women behave like children. And just like children, they test you and they test your boundaries. And you got to draw a line. And it's the same thing with kids. If kids know they can keep pushing you, they're going to keep testing the boundaries until you draw a line and lay down the law. And as a parent, I'm not a parent, but I'm saying as a parent, and I'm sure many of you guys realize this, that are parents, you know this. And you got to periodically draw that line and show that I'm not going to tolerate any bullshit. Otherwise, there's going to be consequences. End of story. It really is the truth. He goes on, it is her responsibility to go away and fix that, not his. Yes, he can support her, but it is her problem to get over. It is not his effing responsibility to pander to her anxiety and abusive behavior by giving her hugs and kisses and rainbows. This is how women end up in abusive relationships with men. They pander to the abusive bloke, thinking that if they clean the house completely or cook his food for him when he gets home, that he won't be that way, verbally or physically. Ladies and gents, you do not pander to abusive behavior at all. You do not reward it with affection at all. This is a slippery slope to a dark place. What you do is you stand up to it. If it then doesn't right itself, you leave. You do not allow them to think that they can get away with it and keep you. Don't degrade yourself. Choose to be worth more. Right on. Exactly. And this can go both ways, men and women. He says, think if the genders were reversed, what would you advise? Get the hell out of there and find someone who treats you right. And the last one, the last comment, a guy says, I'm a bit baffled by how many people are putting her needs at the forefront in the situation, making suggestions for him to help her or coddle her, or over addressing how her poor mechanisms are severely abusive towards him and his own progress. The only reason I brought up sitting her down one time is because, number one, they are married together, so he's stuck in that. And two, he said this was out of character for her. One time, that's it. And if it continues, later. He continues saying, the root of the issue isn't her inability to lose weight. The root of the issue is that if she's not the partner in the relationship who is doing better, she's going to lash out to break them down until she is. This is awful. I would not be with someone who would rather see me fail than to take accountability. She needs her thyroid checked and a therapist. And you, sir, deserve all the praise and love for working hard and committing to being your best self. If you think this is the only time she will do this when she's down, out, you're ahead, think again. Yeah, exactly. Because this could become a pattern when it comes to other things. And like I said, this guy, he's doing this for his body and transforming his body, which is awesome. This may motivate him to want to do other things to improve his life. And that could be a problem with her again down the road. You don't need this, guys. Life is short. But anyhow, guys, I thought it'd be an interesting example to give you. Real life here, real life story, because I came across this, not be perfect. What can happen to people in your life, even the people you're supposed to be the closest to, the people who are supposed to love you and be happy for your success, if you are gaining a lot of success in something and they're not gaining it at all, or you're doing something to change your life and make it better and they're not. Just watch out. Be careful, guys, who you keep in your inner circle. Be careful who you spend your time with. Do not let them bring you down. And if you got somebody like that or multiple people like that, it is better to be alone than to have those people messing things up for you. Do not need it. Life is short. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know if you guys, people in your life that are trying either presently or in the past, have tried to sabotage your growth of improvement? Let me know about that. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.